Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video by the Last Thoughts blog, and we return for another episode in our League One Weekly, joined by Reece today to run through the League One results. So we will start at our good old friends AFC Wimbledon, Gills B team. Won 2-0 at home to Doncaster yesterday.
Is that their first win of the season? I think Wimbledon's.
I
think that's Doncaster's first defeat. Because I was a bit surprised that Wimbledon started so slowly, because obviously they'd signed Cody. He's not scored yet.
He's on bench.
Yeah. But obviously worked for them, because they've got the win. I think Bartram scored, didn't he?
Very good goal as well.
So they're off the mark now. Maybe might do them some good. Doncaster, not the end of the world, is it? They've started all right since their promotion. Wimbledon's not always an easy place to go, so I think they'll just take that one and move on to better things next week.
Next game then, Blackburn 4, MK Dons 1.
Yeah, they seem to have found their feet now, haven't they, Blackburn?
Yeah.
They got a good win up at Bradford last week, didn't they? That's a convincing victory for them. Obviously against MK, who beat us last week. Still struggling for goals a little bit, MK, aren't they? Because they hadn't scored up until the one they got against us. Just one to show for it there. But no, Blackburn look like they're coming into their own now. I think Samuel scored again. So he's banging them in like we expected him to do in this league, in a decent side like that. And it won't be long until I think they take their place up the top of the tree.
Blackpool 2, Oldham 1.
Yeah, obviously Oldham are one of the favourites to go down, but before a ball was kicked over Blackpool, and they've started quite well, haven't they? A bit like Doncaster since coming up. They've made a really good start.
Oldham only naming 3 substitutes yesterday.
Yeah, I see that. That's concerning for them, because wasn't it them that at the start of the season didn't have a goalkeeper?
Yeah, it was.
They was playing a kid in goal, so it ain't great there. But the thing Oldham seem to be doing this year is scoring in every game.
Yeah.
It was last season they couldn't score, could they? But they were good at keeping clean sheets. Whereas this season and so far, they're scoring every game, but they're letting more in. So it don't bode that well for them at the moment.
Bristol Rovers 3, Fleetwood 1.
Yeah, that one surprised me a little bit. I know Bristol Rovers last season were really good at home, but Fleetwood, I think, had won 3 from 3 up until yesterday, so I would have gone with the away win in that one. I wouldn't have had Bristol Rovers to win it by a 2-goal margin, I must admit. But 2 good sides who I think will definitely both be challenging, if not in the top 6, by the time May comes round.
We'll skip over a result because we'll speak about it on our channel anyway. Here's one. Northampton 1, Peterborough 4.
To any Northampton fans that may see this, we have absolutely nothing against your football club, just the bloke that stands in your dugout. We hate to say we told you so. I mean, I see one on Twitter yesterday, someone tweeted like BBC Radio Northampton saying his signings have been appalling. He's just built a midfield of players that won't put a tackle in. And how familiar does that sound? They got smashed 4-1 last week, didn't they?
Yes,
at Cheltenham.
At Cheltenham.
So as we've touched on within, like, amongst ourselves, that with a club that have had new owners go in there, foreign owners, he's not their man. At this rate, I can't see him clinging on for much longer than a couple more weeks, to be honest with you, because shipping 4 goals every week, especially at home, isn't going to sit very well for very long at all, especially when they're trying to pump money into that. And they have made quite a lot of signings, and some of which you would expect to do better than
what they're doing.
That.
Because they've got a good squad.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Oxford 1, Shrewsbury 1.
Yeah, that's a really good result for Shrewsbury, who've made a really surprisingly but excellent start to the season. I think they're still unbeaten. I think they've got 10 points from their 4 games. So obviously we play both them 2 teams who are our next 2 games, and so we're expecting really tough games against the pair of them. Shrewsbury, we didn't expect them to be where they are, but fair play to them. Stephen Payne's come in and is hit the ground running. Oxford, a couple of us have tipped them to be challenging up there by the end of the season. So it's probably a better point for Shrewsbury than it is for Oxford, but not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination for Oxford, I don't think.
Plymouth 0, Scunthorpe 4.
Yeah, in a way a surprising one, because Plymouth are notoriously good at home and they generally don't let a lot of goals in, but Obviously, they've had the red card there when the referee finally managed to get hold of it. And Scunthorpe are a weird one. On their day,
Yeah.
they can do that to anyone in this league. Obviously, they've got Van Veen, they've got Madden, they've got Morris, they've got some really good players going forward. You'd think that would just be a bit of a freak day for Plymouth, and I can't see them losing 4-0 too often this season, to be honest.
So, bit of a derby, but a boring one in the league. Rochdale 0, Bury 0.
Yeah, another game with a red card. I don't think either team have started that well this season, have they? Particularly Rochdale.
Yeah.
Bury
Pumping all that money in.
signed a lot of players, and at the moment have not really got going, have they?
No.
Not scoring as many goals as you'd expect with the likes of Beckford and that up there. But maybe they'll click in time. But I'm not expecting either team to be in the top half, to be honest, come the end of the season. So, yeah, ball draw in that one by the looks of it. Rotherham
0, Charlton 2.
Yeah, well, when we did our pre-season predictions, I think I was the only one that put Charlton to be up there near the top, and you lot were a little bit surprised, but they've started really, really well. They made a couple of good signings in the summer. Obviously, they signed Marshall, didn't they? They've managed to get Holmes tied down to a longer contract, which is a really good bit of business for them. And maybe Carl Robinson's finally settled in there now, and he's got his own squad there. That's a really good away win from up north at Rotherham. And I certainly think Charlton can carry that on for most of the season, to be honest, and certainly be up in that top 6.
Walsall, our good friends, drawing 3-3 at home to Bradford.
Copycats, aren't they? That ain't a bad result for Walsall. Were they 3-0 down?
Well.
Yeah,
they were.
Against the Bradford side, who again, another team you'd expect to be up there come the end of the season. Because I think a lot of the concerns with Walsall fans coming into the season were the goals. So to go and come back from 3-0 down and put 3 past a decent Bradford side, certainly I assume they're looking at that as a point gained. But both teams have started alright this season, despite the fact Walsall fans have a lot of split opinion on their manager. They've started alright, to be fair.
Yeah.
They're doing okay.
Yeah. Wigan 1, Portsmouth 1.
Yeah, one each on the goals and 1 each on the sendings off. Obviously Paul Cook play against his old team, or managing against his old team, should I say. Again, maybe have expected Wigan to have gone and won at home with their 100% record so far, but Portsmouth will do okay this season with Kenny Jackett there. They'll probably be quite hard to beat. So yeah, not a bad little result that for Portsmouth on the road.
So we'll run through the tables then. Leading League One at the moment, in first is Peterborough, second is Wigan. Making up the playoffs then is Shrewsbury, Charlton, Fleetwood and Scunthorpe. Flicking to the other end in the relegation zone is ourselves in Gillingham. It's then Rochdale, Oldham, and at the bottom, told you so Mr Edinburgh, Northampton. Thank you for watching. Please keep liking, subscribing to the Last Thoughts blog, and as always, up the Gills.